Aaron Baddeley is one of our favourites here on the Breakfast Club. He's getting ready to tackle the 2017 Open Championship at Royal Birkdale. He's been good enough to join us after listening to that as well. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, boys.
Great to have you on, mate. Appreciate your time in the build-up to one of the biggest events of the calendar year in the world of golf. You're hearing Finchy talk about the mindset and he references Jack Nicholson, Tiger Woods, and their ability to do it week after week after week, and how extreme that is from his perspective. When you hear him talk about that, and you've played alongside Tiger through the journey, is it just a different world? Are they just made differently, those legends of the game?
I mean, it was actually very interesting to hear what Ian had to say then, and absolutely. I mean, there's definitely. I mean, you look at obviously Tiger's record, 14 majors, and but I think Jack's record speaks even highly of. I mean, you got Jack winning 18 majors and having 18 runner-ups. I mean, having 36 top twos in majors. I mean, like that's unbelievable.
That's
so, I mean, it's definitely the guys have a certain mindset. Then I remember Jack saying that he was always very good at knowing what the winning score was going to be. So if he figured out it was going to be about 8 under, if someone was 6 under after 9 holes, it didn't stress him out. He just knew that he could just go out there, play his game, and if he was going to be around 8 under at the end of the week, he was going to be having a chance to win.
Aaron, with golf so US-centric these days, with the PGA Tour and big events every weekend, why is the Open so special for professionals, with the link-style course?
I mean, I think the history is part of it. It's the oldest championship, one of the oldest. I mean, it's the oldest major we play. It's one of the oldest championships we play. And, say, like, take this week at Royal Birkdale, you have IBF, who won here in 91, and you have Peter Thompson, who won here twice, and you have Arnold Palmer, who won here, and so you got all this history, Tom Watson winning here. So the history behind it, and I think just to win that Claret Jug is super special.
Is it the number one for you, Aaron, to win the Open Championship? I know you've spoken publicly about always wanting to win the Masters growing up, getting that green jacket. But where does the Open Championship sit for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely up there. It's a major championship. It's definitely one that you're thinking, I don't want to win that one. That's not thought at all. I mean, I remember waking up in the early watching the Shark. When he won at St George in '94, and just memories that you have of the tournament. Like, man, that's the tournament I want to win when I grow up. Because if you're going to be able to win all 4 majors, then you have to win the British Open at least once. So to go out here this week and have a chance to win is pretty exciting.
So when you teed up this week and you haven't played the Open Championship for quite some time, is the build-up all about trying to win, or is the build-up actually about just trying to play well and put yourself in contention come the weekend? What's the mindset of a professional golfer?
It's a bit like what Ian said on that little clip just before. It's about the preparation. I got here super early. I got here Wednesday, so I've already played the course 4 times, just to get comfortable around it, just to feel a bit like, in a way, sort of make it feel like it's a little bit like your home track, that you can just, you know the golf course so well that you can just be comfortable and just play golf around it. And so for me, it's just about the preparation, and then just going out there and just playing and just playing the golf I know I can play. And if I can do that, I should have a chance there come Sunday.
Just on the course, and a bit to Whitey's point, whenever you watch a US Open, you get the sense golfers are trying to survive instead of score. How's the course set up? Are you looking for holes where you think birdie opportunity, or are you looking at holes going, if I make par, that's a win?
I really think it's going to be weather dependent this week. I feel like the golf course is set up in a way that like a typical Open Championship, because it's the rough it looks sort of penal, but it's not too bad. It is thick in spots, but if you drive it in the fairway and hit it on the greens, you're going to have birdie opportunities. So if it's windy, you'll see some average scores. If it's pretty calm, you're going to see some good scores.
So getting there so early has a few benefits. If you talked about playing the course 4 times already, and you say that the tournament's going to be weather dependent about how you have to play, when you are practicing and playing those rounds in the lead up, are you playing a different game every time? Are you playing holes differently, forecasting different conditions on the weather, like pulling iron on one tee one day and then pulling driver the next day, just to see where the ball lands and what shot is required on the back of that?
Yeah, that's sort of the idea, especially here at an open championship. The wind plays a large factor, and often you get different winds. So getting here early enough has given us the chance to play multiple winds. So I've actually played the course in 3 different winds out of the 4 days. So I really have an idea of how the course is going to play for the week. So you sort of already know in your mind, okay, when the wind's out of the southeast, it's going to be this club off this tee. When the wind's out of the northwest, it's going to be this club off this tee. So, because often if you only play 1 or 2 practice rounds, sometimes you just play one wind and then it comes Thursday and it's a different wind, and now the golf course is completely new to you because you've never seen that wind before.
The forecast is for a lot of wind, especially come the weekend. Now, whenever I get up in the morning and I'm playing golf and I look out and see the trees blowing, I'm very flat. I hate playing in the wind. What about you? I mean, do you love the wind, or would you prefer it to be benign and where you can be a little bit more aggressive?
No, I mean, I think you need to embrace whatever's given to you. You can't really, it's a bit like saying, do you like a morning tee time or do you like an afternoon tee time? If you say you like one or the other, then 50% of the time you're going to be unhappy. So you really, whatever it gives you, you got to embrace it, whether that's the wind and it's a tough day, knowing, okay, I need to be super patient today and just pick off the pars, and other days it's, okay, the weather's down, so the wind's down, so I can be aggressive and try to make some birdies. So either or is fine by me.
What about your career at the moment? Sorry, Aaron. What about your career at the moment when you're talking about what you're expecting this week? We had Roger Federer. So far this year, he's set himself some goals to peak at the right time of the season. Are you a guy that wants to try and win every week, or are you trying to sort of pick the eyes out of the calendar and contend in special weeks?
I would say, like, for me at the moment, like, the goal, I knew after my finishing 4th at the Australian Open, I was in this event last November. So the focus has been a little bit on this week, knowing that I was in this tournament, knowing that I could prepare and try and be ready for this week. So yeah, that's definitely, this year's been the focus of obviously trying to play well, and in the process of peaking at and playing well this week. If you could play well leading up to it, or play well early in the year to gain some momentum, then that'd be great too.
And what about your putting? Because last time we spoke to you, you mentioned that you were just subtly doing a few little different things, or trying to get back to that old putting stroke. That was probably 3 months ago since we last spoke to you. Have you found some results from that? Yeah, absolutely. It's been very good. I'm sponsored by Ping, and we did a little work with the guys down there. I had a putter made up a little bit shorter, and the hosel is just slightly different, so I aim it very well. Then we did some work on down at Ping. They have some cameras and a few things that really just get into the nitty gritty of your putting stroke. And before I left, it was Tony, who's the head putter guy down there, was like, man, that looks really good. Like, it's exactly what we want to see. And so I've got a lot of confidence in my putting right now, which is great.
Is just going back to one of the points Finchy made in that little play on grab. Aaron Baddeley's joined us, by the way, if you just jumped on the radio with us on the Breakfast Club, getting ready for the Royal Birkdale's Open Championship this week. Going back to one of the things Finchy said before about the week and the mindset required, is there a danger that because you've been there, got there so early and you've been there so long now, that the week can consume you and you get sort of a little bit mentally fatigued by the time you get to the first tee on Thursday?
No, because the idea is that you sort of do your work before. So, like, for me, I've played 4 rounds today. I took off. I just relaxed. The guys I'm staying with at the house, they got in today, so we're able just to relax, have a good day, and then tomorrow and Wednesday are just sort of light days where I'll just play 9 holes, just have easy days, so then my energy levels are nice and full, relaxed, and then when I get out there on the course, it's on Thursday, you're fresh, ready to go, knowing all your preparation's done.
Now, the important question, we know you're a good Cats man. Do you get a chance to keep up with them while you're overseas?
Oh, absolutely. Every week. Got the app. I always keep up, watch the highlights every week, make sure I keep up with the news, make sure the Cats are doing good, and they're looking pretty good this year. So just a bit like them, just one match at a time.
This is sickening.
No, it's not.
Was there a bit of any sort of thought of doing a mini pre-season with the Cats? Remember that day, Aaron, you went down there and were doing some drills with the Geelong boys?
I did, yeah. They ran me ragged that day. They ran me through a few drills, and the lingies got me. I was dying at the end of the lingies, but the one thing I was happy with, we had a little golf football competition, and we had total points at the end. And fortunately, I came out on top over Stevie J and Tommy Hawkins. So it was a good day.
Who's the best Geelong player you've seen? I've got Jimmy Bartell sitting right next to me here. Aaron, who's the best one you've seen?
Best golfer?
No, just as a footballer.
Stick it with the golf.
No, football, just purely football.
That's hard to say. I mean, obviously Jimmy was he would take the match on his hands, and there's been some special goals that he's kicked over his career, and then obviously Gary Ablett Senior. I grew up as a youngster watching him, and Gary Ablett Jr. and then Stevie J. I mean, the list goes on. Paddy Dangerfield now, and it's just I mean, I've had a lot of special players play for him, so it's been fun to be a Cat supporter, that's for sure.
I think we can take out of that, Jimmy, that you're in the top 45.
Yeah, I'm very happy being a top 45.
You're in the top 45 Cats players of recent times. Aaron, we love catching up with you every time. You give us such a great insight into what's happening in your world and the build-up to big tournaments like this. It's great for our listeners to be able to get that insight. We appreciate your time. Good luck with the rest of it in the build-up to Royal Birkdale, and we'll be certainly watching very closely across the weekend. Go well.
All right, cheers. Thanks, boys. Go the Cats.